Hello everyone, back again today with a new Illustrator tutorial for you. If you haven't kind of noticed or been in the design world over the last year, I will tell you that one of the trends that I've been seeing and wanting to use quite a bit is like adding a grunge look. Or like a vintage textury look, and for the longest time I was stumped on how to do this, and I recently figured it out and it's super easy, so I wanted to share it with you. What the tool that we need, or that we're going to focus on, is called the spray can. So in the menu here over on the left you'll see it almost all the way down toward the bottom, but it says symbol sprayer tool. So first we're going to click on that and have that selected, and you'll see your icon or your mouse kind of turns into a little spray can. And if you don't already have it open, let's get our symbol palette open. So if you look over here, and if you don't see it in your options on the right hand side, just go ahead and go up to Window and click on Symbols. And that just kind of brings up the standard palette, which, as you can see, there's like an ink blob and some colored things here. It doesn't really give you a whole lot. And if we were to just come out here and click, it would put whatever symbol we have, it would just place it on your page. But we're gonna focus specifically on this grunge texture, so I'm gonna start over and I'm gonna show you how to bring that up. It shows up in my symbol palette because I just recently used it. But if you don't see it here in your standard palette, we're going to go over to the options, and then down at the bottom it says Open Symbol Library. And if you go to Artistic Textures, it will bring up an entirely new palette. And as you can see, the one that I have chosen, the one we're going to use, is called Charcoal. It's right next to the circle, so we're going to choose Charcoal. And we are going to come back out to our artboard. Keep in mind, you can adjust the size of your spray by using the bracket keys on your keyboard. The right bracket makes it bigger, the left bracket makes it smaller. You can also double click on your symbol sprayer to bring up all sorts of other options if you want to fine tune anything. So this is a good size for me, and now we are just going to click and hold. And you'll see it just kind of creates some texture for us. That was clicking and holding. You can also click and drag, and it will, you can see the different results that it gets. So after you get some texture, I'm going to go back to just the single one. What I like to do is, right now, if we do a wireframe view, you can see that there's no vector points to adjust. It's almost like it's reading it as like a placed image. You can see it in color, but you can't really click on anything and edit it. But we can fix that. So to do that, we want to go up to Object, and we want to go to Expand, and keep Object and Fill checked, and hit OK. And then you can see it turns it into tiny little boxes. We'll just zoom in a little bit. However, if we do a wireframe, Control Y gives you the wireframe, or Apple Y. You can still see that it's not editable. It's still reading it as these little boxes. So we're going to do one step further and do Expand one more time. Expand, keep those two checked, okay. And now it is turned it into, if we go to wireframe, all the little tiny editable vector points. So that's how I like to work with textures, but it's up to you. You don't have to expand it in order to get it to work. So now, let's say that we wanted to make some grunge looking type. We're going to get our text out here, grunge. Grunge. How do you spell grunge? There we go. And let's get a nice thick font so that our texture shows. What am I looking for here? Yeah, like impact. And then we're going to select our texture, object, arrange, bring to front. And then I think that gray is just a little bit too much contrast, so I'm going to drop the color down so it's actually darker and just a hair. There we go. And then we have to mask this off, so I am going to, my texture is on top, which is getting in the way of me selecting my type. So I'm going to drag, so I select both, hold my shift key down and unselect my texture, so I just have my text, and I'm going to do a copy, and then I'm going to do a paste in place, and that's going to just put a copy of my text right on top of the other. And in order to do a mask, we have to create our convert our text to outlines. So then you can go down to create outlines. And now with our text and our texture selected, we can make a mask. Clipping mask, make. And then, oh, why didn't it do our texture? Okay, we're going to try this again. I think we have to do a compound path. So we converted our text to outlines. We have it selected. Let's do a compound path, make. There we go. Now we select, keep that selection, hold your shift key down, grab your text, and now let's do a mask, make. There we go. So now you have textured grunge looking text. So play around with it, have fun.